Ladies and gentlemen, this is Andy McNamara, and I'd like to welcome you to another great matchup. Our game today features two evenly matched teams. Any small mistake could be the difference in the final score. The atmosphere is electric. You can feel the tension, and we're all set for a game that could go down to the wire. Let's get it started. The kick is off. He catches the kickoff. He's put to the turf. San Antonio gets set to start off the drive. Steps into the pocket. Tosses one short. And he'll be forced out of bounds. Gain of 10 on the play. The offense comes in with 3 receivers. Drops back to pass. There's a flag on the play. Complete. He's taken down near the 35-yard line. We'll see if things still stand after the penalty. It looks like the defense is going to get flagged for holding, and they'll keep the play instead of taking the penalty. Good enough for a first down. Double tight ends for the offense. Steps into the pocket. He turns it upfield, and he'll take a slide here. Gain of 9 on the play. San Antonio makes their way to the line here on second down. The receiver goes into motion. He hands it to the runner. He's wrestled down to the ground around the 15. Gain of 11. The offense will operate from the gun. Right side handoff. A flag on the play. And he's wrestled to the ground. Let's see how the penalty affects that play. It looks like they're going to call holding on the offense. And they'll accept the penalty. First down. Dropping back. Tosses the ball. The pass is incomplete. San Antonio makes their way to the line here on second down. QB back to pass. He fires a pass. Batted down and incomplete. 8th play of the drive. Throws it off to the left side. And it's deflected down. Incomplete. The offense is set to try a field goal. The kick is up. And the kick is good. The first score of the game does go to San Antonio. Let's see what they do next. Lining up for the kickoff. On the kickoff. He fields the kickoff. And he's brought down after taking the kick up near the 20-yard line. First and 10 for the offense. He makes the handoff. Tackle made up by the 30-yard line. Gain of 10 on the play. Mexico City sets up on first down. He drops back. And he's brought down in the backfield for a sack. Loss of 9. Third play of the drive. He drops back to pass. He's hit hard and taken down in the backfield. That will bring up third down. Third down for the offense. He drops back into the pocket. Launches one deep over the middle of the field. Deflected by the defender and incomplete. The offense sets up to punt one away. He makes the punt. And he's tackled. San Antonio getting set to start off this drive. He'll toss it off to the left side. And the tackle is made. Gain of 5 on the play. The offense comes in on second down. 14 yards to go. The runner takes the handoff on a misdirection, and down he goes. That's good for a gain of 4. Third down. 2 yards to go. He drops back to pass. Batted down and incomplete. The offense lines up to punt. Wiggins steps back into the pocket. The punt sails into the end zone and will be brought out to the 20. Let's see what Mexico City does to start this drive. They'll send a player in motion. He drops back into the pocket. And he can't get it off before being taken down for the sack. Loss of 7. Mexico City gets set on second down. Outside handoff. And Brady brings him down. Gain of 6 on the play. Third down. 11 yards to go. He drops back into the pocket. Good for the reception. And he's stopped around the 40-yard line. They covered a lot of ground on that play. First and 10. Dropping back. Tosses it over to the sideline. The pass is caught. He's put to the turf. Gain of 7 on the play. The offense lines up on second and short. He drops back to pass. Finds a receiver in the middle of the field. He'll be tackled near the 45. That will go for about 8 yards. First down and 10 to go. He makes the handoff to the outside. He's tackled. That's good for about 7 yards. That will wrap things up for the first quarter. San Antonio on top for now with a small lead. He drops back into the pocket. He sees a target over the middle, reeled in that long pass, and he'll be brought down up near the 5-yard line. A huge pickup there by the offense. First and goal. He drops back into the pocket. He makes the throw. He snags it out of the air. Touchdown! The kicking team sets up for the extra point. Here's the kick. And he's not going to have enough leg. Mexico City pulls in front with that score. And onto the field comes the kicking team. Short kickoff. That's the end of that play. San Antonio getting set to start off this drive. Running the RPO, he decides to pull the trigger. Brought down up near the line of scrimmage. That will be good for about 1. The offense sets up in shotgun. Steps into the pocket. And he's going to throw this one away. Third down for the offense. 3 yards to go. Hand off to the left side. And he's stopped around the 40-yard line. That'll bring up fourth down. The punt team makes its way up the line.
Go!
And Wiggins kicks it here. And the punt goes into the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 20. 1st and 10. Motion for the offense. He drops back to pass. He decides to keep it himself. He'll slide safely to the ground. That'll go for 9 yards. 2nd down for the offense. Just 1 yard to go. Steps into the pocket. Floats one. He safely steps out of bounds. That's good for a gain of 4. Mexico City breaks the huddle and comes up to the line. Dropping back. He tosses a floater. The pass is caught, and Cannon makes the tackle. That will be good enough to pick up the 1st down. Mexico City sets up on 1st down.
Go!
Left side handoff. Shakes off the 1st tackle, and he is tackled. That gets us to 2nd down. 2nd down. He drops back. He makes the throw. The ball is caught. Boom! Cannon with the tackle. Gain of 8 on the play. 1 back deep for the offense. Tosses one short, and the pass is incomplete. Operating from under center. Dropping back. Finds a target. He grabs it out of the air. And Brady brings him down. Gain of 20 on the play. 1st and 10. Steps into the pocket. Tosses the ball. He snags it out of the air. Touchdown! The kicking team lines up for the PAT. Here's the kick. And the kick will fall short. Mexico City adds to their lead with that score. The kicking team set up to boot it away. Short kickoff. The kickoff is fielded. And he's brought down after taking the kick up near the 40-yard line. The offense looks to get things going here on 1st down. Handoff to the right side. Cope with the tackle. Loss of 6 on the play. A shotgun set for the offense. Dropping back. He sets up and throws. Gain of 3 on the play. Operating from the gun. Dropping back. Makes the throw to the middle of the field. Tracks down that ball. And he's tackled right away. It's a San Antonio 1st down. 1st down and 10 to go. A nickel set for the defense.
Hike!
Tosses one short to the right side of the field. And he's stopped around the 40-yard line. Short gain on the play. 5th play of the drive. He makes the throw over the middle. And he misses the target. San Antonio setting up on 3rd down. Steps into the pocket. Fires one. Pass complete. And he's tackled right away. Gain of 15. San Antonio makes their way up to the line. Penalty flag on the field. Batted down and incomplete. We'll see if that holds up after the penalty. Ooh, the referee caught him. Defense offside. They'll accept the penalty. A fresh set of downs for San Antonio. QB back to pass. The pass is incomplete. The offense sets up in shotgun. Dropping back. Makes the throw up by the first down marker. And he's stopped up around the 20. That'll bring up third down. The offense comes in on third down. 13 yards to go. Tipped away and incomplete. The offense is going to try for 3 here. It's up. And it will fall short of the uprights. No good. Let's see what Mexico City does to start this drive. He steps back to pass. And it's complete. And he's immediately brought down. Gain of 8 on the play. Timeout, San Antonio. They'll have 2 remaining. The offense lines up on 2nd and short. QB back to pass. And he steps out of bounds. That'll go for about 3 yards. Mexico City breaks the huddle and comes up to the line. QB back to pass. Finds a receiver in the middle of the field. The pass is knocked down. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10 to go. QB back to pass. And it's knocked away by the defense. 5th play of the drive. Left side handoff, and he's tackled. That gets us to 4th down. It's a timeout call for San Antonio. They'll have just 1 remaining. The punt team takes the field. Mack kicks it away. The punt is fielded, and the defender got him down. San Antonio makes their way up to the line. He drops back, makes the throw, and he'll be pulled down immediately. They'll pick up a chunk of yards on that play. San Antonio calls for a timeout. That's their final timeout. 1st down and 10 to go. He drops back into the pocket. Tosses it off to the right side of the field. And he misses the target. San Antonio makes their way up to the line. QB back to pass. He tosses one short over the middle of the field. And he's brought to the turf. That'll be good for a couple yards. 3rd down for the offense. 7 yards to go. He'll pitch it off to the right side. He'll be brought down up near the 50. That will be good for about 1. The punt team makes its way up the line. He punts it away. And the punt falls out of bounds. 1st and 10 for the offense. He drops back, flings one, deflected by the defender and incomplete. The offense sets up with 3 receivers. He sees a target over the middle, and the receiver just can't bring it in. The 2nd quarter comes to an end. It's a tight race here with Mexico City in front. Lining up for the kickoff. He sends it off. The kickoff is caught. And the tackle is made. Let's see what Mexico City does to start this drive.
Hike!
He tosses it off to the left side of the field. And it's deflected down. Incomplete. Second down and 10 to go. He drops back. He decides to throw it deep into heavy coverage. The pass is knocked down. Incomplete. Third play of the drive.
Hike!
Tosses a pass. Track down that ball. He is picked up and brought down. They'll pick up a chunk of yards on that play. First and 10. He hands it off to the right side. And he's tackled. That's good for about 7 yards. The offense lines up on second and short. He drops back into the pocket. He makes the throw over to the left side of the field. It's hauled down by Covington. He's put to the turf. Penalty flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. Oh, his hands closed on the face mask. That's going to be a penalty. And they'll take the penalty. Mexico City sets up on first down. Hands it off. And he's in for the score. The kicking team lines up for the PAT. Here's the kick. And the kick runs out of gas before making it in. No good. Mexico City adds to their lead with that score. And it will fall short of the uprights. No good. Mexico City adds to their lead with that score. The offense lines up to kick it off. The kickoff is fielded. He's tackled. San Antonio gets set to start off the drive. The receiver goes into motion. Right side handoff. And he's brought down by Pope. That will go for about 5 yards. Operating from the gun. He drops back to pass. And he's brought down to the backfield for a sack. That will bring up third down. The offense comes in with 4 receivers. He makes the handoff to the left side. He is picked up and brought down. Gain of 12 on the play. The punt team lines up to kick this one away.
Go!
He punts it away. And the punt goes into the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 20. They'll start things off from the 20. Steps into the pocket. Finds a target short along the sideline. And it's deflected down. Incomplete. Second and 10 for the offense. Player in motion to the right. He drops back into the pocket. He finds the target up near the 40. And it's knocked away from the receiver. Incomplete. Third and 10.
Go!
Finds a target on the left side of the field. Boom! Cannon with the tackle. They'll pick up a chunk of yards on that play. First down and 10 to go.
Go!
Hands it off. And he's tackled. That will be good for about 6. Second down. 13 yards to go. He makes the throw over to the sideline. That will be good for about 6. One back deep for the offense.
Hike!
He gives it away. And he's stopped around the 40-yard line. Gain of 11. First down and 10 to go.
Hike!
And he'll be sacked in the backfield. That will bring up second down. 3 receiver personnel for the offense.
Go!
He steps back to pass. Makes the throw near the 35-yard line. And he snagged it. Ripped to the ground. They'll pick up a chunk of yards on that play. Third down. 2 yards to go.
Hike!
Steps into the pocket. The pass is intercepted. And the tackle is made. San Antonio getting set to start off this drive. Player in motion to the right.
Tonight.
They'll run a counter play to the outside. Wrapped up, brought down. Jensen on the tackle. Gain of 5 on the play. Second down, 14 yards to go.
Go!
He drops back. Finds a receiver along the sideline. He is picked up and brought down. Gain of 13. First and 10 for the offense. He drops back to pass. QB shows run, but pulls it back into pass. The pass is incomplete. Fourth play of the drive. Looks like a run-pass option. He'll pull it and make the throw. And the pass falls to the ground. The offense has not had much luck converting on third downs today.
Go!
He drops back. Lobs one into the air. 2 hands on that one. That's the end of that play. They covered a lot of ground on that play. A single back set for the offense. Run to the right side. And he's tackled here. Gain of 6 on the play. The third quarter comes to a close. Mexico City with a comfortable lead so far. Second down. 13 yards to go.
Tonight.
Steps back to pass. A flag on the play. The pass connects. And he's brought down by Pope. Let's see what the call is. Ref is going to catch him for defensive holding. And they'll choose to decline the penalty. Gain of 13. A fresh set of downs for San Antonio.
Go!
Run to the right side. And he's tackled up near the line of scrimmage. Short gain of 2. Second down. He makes the handoff to the outside. He's going to be brought down up near the 25. That will bring up third down. Third down for the offense. Dropping back. He throws it off to the right side. Incomplete. The field goal unit makes its way up to the line. It's up. And it sails through. San Antonio eating away at the lead a bit here. The kicking team set up to boot it away. He sends it off. The kickoff is fielded. That's the end of that play. The offense looks to get things going here on first down. He drops back to pass. Makes the throw at the sideline. And it's knocked away by the defense. Second down and 10 to go. He hands it off to the right side, and he won't make it very far before being dragged down. That will be good for about 1. And it's a third down for Mexico City. He drops back. Makes the throw near the 35-yard line. And he's hit right away and taken down. Gain of 6 on the play. The offense sets up to punt one away.
Hike.
Mack kicks it away. And he's brought down after taking the kick up near the 20-yard line. They'll start things off from the 20. Pitch right to the runner. And he is tackled. That will go for about 8 yards. San Antonio makes their way to the line here on 2nd down.
Go!
Makes the handoff. Brought down up near the line of scrimmage. Gain of 1 on the play. 3rd down.
Go!
He drops back to pass. Diaz on the reception. And he'll be pulled down immediately. It's a San Antonio 1st down. 3 receivers for the offense.
Tonight.
Inside run. And he's tackled. Gain of 3 on the play. San Antonio makes their way up to the line.
Tonight.
The runner takes the inside handoff, and the tackle is made. That's good for a gain of 4. San Antonio sets up on 3rd down. He drops back. He's got a receiver near the 30. Diaz on the reception, and he's tackled. They'll pick up a chunk of yards on that play. 1 back deep for the offense. He drops back. He throws one with some air under it, and the ball is batted down. San Antonio makes their way to the line here on 2nd down. QB back to pass. Fakes the handoff and looks to pass. And the ball is batted down. It looks like there was an injury on that last play. We'll have to see if he returns. 3rd down and 10 to go. He makes the throw over to the left side of the field, and they can't connect. Incomplete pass. The offense comes in with 3 receivers. Steps into the pocket, and the pass is incomplete. They'll come up short on 4th down, and the defense will take over. Let's see what Mexico City does to start this drive. They'll send a player in motion.
Fake.
Outside handoff. And he's tackled. Loss of 6 on the play. The defense breaks the huddle with 5 defensive backs. Dropping back. Finds a target on the left side of the field. And it's knocked away by the defense. And it's a 3rd down for Mexico City. Player in motion.
Go!
Steps into the pocket. Makes the throw near the 35-yard line. Incomplete pass. The offense lines up to punt. Mack kicks it away. He catches the punt. And he's taken down after returning it up to the 35. San Antonio gets set to start off the drive. He drops back into the pocket. And down he goes. That's a sack. Loss of 9. Timeout San Antonio. That will be their first of the half. From under center.
Tonight.
Steps back to pass. There's a penalty flag on the field. Incomplete pass. Let's see what the call is. This is going to be defensive holding. They'll accept the penalty. First and 10 for the offense. QB back to pass. Makes the throw over to the left side. And Diaz with the grab. And the tackle is made. Gain of 17. First and 10 for the offense.
Go!
Drops back into the pocket. He flings a pass. Deflected by the defender and incomplete. A single back set for the offense. And he's brought down in the backfield for a sack. That will be a loss of 5. It's a timeout call for San Antonio. That will be their second timeout. San Antonio setting up on third down. He steps back to pass. A flag on the play. Diaz on the reception. And down he goes. We'll see if the penalty affects the outcome. They're going to flag the defense for holding here. There looks to be a player injured down on the field. He's being helped onto the sideline. It looks like they'll decline the penalty. A huge gain by the offense. A nickel set for the defense. Incomplete. San Antonio makes their way to the line here on second down. Steps into the pocket. He tosses one. And it's knocked away by the defense. Third and 10. Dropping back. Tosses it over to the sideline. The pass is knocked down. Incomplete. Fourth down and 10 to go. He drops back into the pocket. The pass is knocked down. Incomplete. They are just unable to make it happen there. It'll be a turnover on downs. First down and 10 to go. Hands it off to the left side. And the tackle is made. Short loss on the play. Timeout San Antonio. That will be their third and final timeout. 3 linemen and 4 linebackers for the defense. The receiver goes into motion. Makes the handoff. And Cannon makes the tackle. That will be good for about 6. It looks like we've got a player being helped off the field. Mexico City breaks the huddle and comes up to the line. Hands it off to the left side. Brady with the tackle. First down, Mexico City. First down and 10 to go. That will wrap it up for our game. On behalf of Axis Football, this is Andy McNamara saying goodbye for now.